This is a video to just show the basics of the first draft of the Denver Urban Christmas Bird Count interactive map. So if you go to the URL up here, which hopefully you've been provided with a link, it'll take you to this map. So this is the first draft of the count areas that Hugh Kingery had developed, sketched out on some maps many years ago. These boundaries may or may not reflect the reality on the ground, so we're hoping to make those revisions soon. The way to work this map is we have when you bring it up, it'll be centered on the count circle right here with the different areas. You can zoom in and out on this map. You can click over here, the plus sign will zoom in and the minus sign will zoom out. Also, if you have a click wheel on your mouse, if you're using a PC, you can just scroll with that click wheel in or out. A couple of things, so of course you can click in here, you can look at the boundaries to verify if those are correct or not. And then you can click on an area, right? So if I click on Area 6B here, it'll bring a pop-up here which has the name Area 6B and also the description, so Bluff Lake, Sand Creek, South Aurora. A couple other things you can see is you can change the base map. So if I click over here on base maps on the left, the default here is just a street space map, but there's some alternatives here. So there's imagery hybrid, which has satellite imagery with the streets labeled as well, if that's helpful. We also have topographic, which has some, if you zoom in, it'll have some elevation data and some shaded relief. And there's an alternate streets map here too. Navigation that's more along the lines of what you'd see on Google Maps or Apple Maps, and those sorts of things. So you can change the base map. Another thing you can look at here is if we click on tables, the only table we have in so far is the last year's data. So the data from January 1st, 2024. If you click on this table, it'll bring up, in a minute here, oh, there we go. We can make this table bigger. So this has all the results from the 2024 Christmas bird count. So they're in taxonomic order. The taxa are here in the first column and the areas are over here. If you, instead of scrolling over, if you just want to look at one specific area, what you can do is click on over here on the little gear button. Click on here and you can select which fields to show. So if I wanted to look at, say, just area 13, I can turn off all the other layers and leave taxa on there. Do that. 12, all right, and click done. And so now area 13 is right next to the taxa here. You can scroll down and see for all the different species, how many individuals we had. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's our totals, total species and total individuals. So this is really basic right now. We're hopefully, especially once we get the boundaries settled and make sure those are correct, we'll be adding some more functionality. I'd like to add a Denver Parks layer, so we'll have all the sort of public lands in here as a separate sortable and searchable layer. We're also thinking about adding eBird data, so we can add our eBird hotspots as points here that you could click on, and then that will take you to eBird and you can see the most recent checklists. But this is the first draft, so have a look and see what you think.